Hi Year 5 and 6, it's Mrs Lawrence here, and today's science video is all about light. We're going to be thinking about how light travels and how we can see different objects. Light comes from different sources, so it can be natural light, for example bolts of lightning or the sun, or it can be artificial or man-made light, for example when we burn a candle or when we turn on a light bulb. Now there are lots of others, so what other sources of natural or artificial lights can you find in your own research? When light is created from those different light sources, it spreads out in all different directions in straight lines. It always travels extremely quickly, so for example in space, light can travel up to 300 million metres per second. But it can travel at different speeds as well, so have a research and see if you can find out what happens to light when it travels through space, air and water. When light comes into contact with different things, three different things can happen. It either can be reflected, so for example when we look in a mirror, light is reflected back to our eyes. It can be absorbed, so for example with opaque materials, we can't see through them. Or it can be refracted. Mrs Pettifer's How to Catch a Rainbow video is a really good example of refraction, so go and give that a watch and research how light is reflected, absorbed and refracted. Okay, so now we're going to have a think about that second learning challenge. Can you explain and demonstrate how we see objects? So we use two parts of our body to see. We use our eyes and our brain, and our eyeballs are actually spherical, so they are a sphere inside our head. And if we have a look inside, you can see there's lots and lots of different parts of our eyes that all play an important role in helping us to see. And we would like you to have a bit of a research into those different parts of the eye and find out how they help us to see what their different jobs are. So as we know, light comes from the sun and it helps us to see objects around us. Light travels in a straight line from the sun and reflects off these objects in through the cornea and through our pupils. And when light travels through our lens in our eyes, it refracts the light. So the actual image that is projected onto our retina is actually upside down. Then our optic nerve sends messages to our brains, and our brains are able to make sense of what we can see. So I hope you found that video useful. I hope you have lots of fun researching light and creating your own poster or leaflet or PowerPoint to help explain what you've learned about those two different learning challenges, how light travels and how we see.